began his distillery is only now gaining traction. Michelle Miller traveled to Tennessee to learn how a man named Nearest Green helped make the brand a household name. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning. You seem to know a lot about whiskey.
I do know a little something about whiskey.
Uh-oh. Well, good morning. Well, some of the first clues about Nearest Green were in Jack Daniel's official biography, published back in 1967. Green was mentioned in this book about 50 times. Then his name seemed to disappear until one woman helped discover the truth at the heart of how Jack Daniel came to make whiskey.
It's important to set the record straight because anyone who accomplished something like Nearest did should be honored.
What Nearest Green, a slave, did was teach Jack Daniel how to make whiskey.
It was on the cover of the New York Times International Edition. It was possible that an African American was behind Jack Daniels, and it's never been spoken about until now.
For author Fawn Weaver, finding the proof of Green's legacy has become a passion bordering on obsession.
This is my research room.
Over the past year, Weaver's collected a library of documents, letters, and pictures, hoping to parse the truth from folklore.
Finally, one of the elders in the community, and she says, well, you know, his name wasn't really Nearest. Well, his name was Nathan, and he's from Maryland. The oldest letter here is from 1898.
After digging for over 2,500 hours and speaking to more than 100 relatives, it started to come together.
I got so excited.
Debbie Staples, a great-granddaughter of Green's, had heard the tales of whiskey from her grandmother.
I knew she had no reason to make up a story like that.
In the late 1850s, Jack Daniel, an orphan, started working for a wealthy landowner and whiskey distiller named Dan Call.
This is where Jack Daniel grew up.
Okay. Call teamed Daniel with Green, one of his slaves and his main whiskey man.
And then after slavery, he started his own company, and the person he went to first was his mentor. And he did not see race as a barrier. She began pulling out all this research.
Weaver soon found evidence in black and white. A 1972 article in the Tennessee Historical Quarterly listed Nearest Green as Jack Daniel's first head distiller. Mark McCallum is the president of Jack Daniel's Brands.
When we've known and understood the weight of this story, all I can offer is anything we can do to continue to honor the name of Nearest, we will do.
The company first acknowledged Green as Jack Daniel's mentor last year.
There was an enormous amount of blowback.
Such as?
It ranged from some very positive commentary on the story to some very vitriolic. It was a very tense time in America as well. Then we were into that month or two leading up to the US presidential election. But I thought the last thing that America needed at that time was for Jack Daniel to come out again after all this commentary and raise up this story again.
People had been saying this for a very long time, but there was not one shred of proof. And so if you have a story that you know will be controversial, because most people don't listen to the whole story.
What do they hear?
Immediately, Jack Daniel had slaves.
By all accounts, he did not. It is believed that Daniel opened his distillery in 1866, a year after the 13th Amendment abolished slavery. And working with Daniel helped to make Green and his children wealthier than many of their white neighbors.
These are our master distillers.
Today, Green is mentioned in tours of the distillery.
That's Jack Daniel himself, and this is his crew back in the early 1900s.
There's no known photograph of Nearest Green. But this is his son George, sitting right next to Jack Daniel, at a time when black employees were often relegated to the back. 3 living Green descendants.
All right, Shalom. Call Lord Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people ignorantly call God, Bahashim, in the name of Yahushua, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Those are the true names of Heavenly Father and the Son. Plus, I want to give a shout out to the Akim that's pushing and spreading this word throughout the 4 corners of the earth, who's also uplifting the name of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. And to you confusion of face, Achium and Achwath, which is you brothers and sisters whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers, though you may look like one of the heathen nations that you're scattered amongst. Okay? Same to if your seed line goes back to one of these tribes. Oh, let me let it pop up, you know. Well, you know, a little chart. One of the tribes of the 12 tribes of Israel through the man, okay? And if your spirit bear witness with this word and this truth, and you can receive it to the confusion to face our brothers and sisters out there, you are Israelites, okay? If those apply to the few Akhwaf that do listen and learn, Shalom, which is you sisters once again, to the elect, okay, of the nation of Israel, wherever you may be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth where this word is going out to, Shalom to you as well. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you combine and consist and make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Hebrew Israelites. That's truly who you are. Okay, you're not black, you're not Latino, you're not Native American. None of those names exist. You're the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? The chosen people, the Most High Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shah. And you just seen the little video I just did. And basically it's going into how Salaki, something's in front of me. How it's going into a so-called slave, okay, taught a Edomite, the Edomite being the so-called self-proclaimed white race. They're the Edomite, they're the biblical Edomites, okay, just like you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical Israelites, according to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, okay, and many other scriptures. But how this Edomite, Jack Daniels, okay, the whiskey, the dude known for his whiskey, had gotten his ideas from a slave, okay, a so-called Negro, which is a Judite, okay. You are the Judites, you so-called Negroes, okay, and that shows that Jake, okay, is superior. We're superior in all things, but of course we're in captivity, so we don't get credit. But let me go to Deuteronomy 28th chapter, okay. This is Deuteronomy 28th chapter. Alright. It says, this is the 15th verse. I always start here to make the point. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay? So, if our people were obedient, then the opposite of these curses will happen. But if we were disobedient, which that's what happened, okay, we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, then these curses fell upon us. So, hold on for a second while I find find one of the scriptures I was looking for. Let me see. Slacky, bear with me real quick. I think I passed it. I'm just checking. This is Deuteronomy. This is a good one. Deuteronomy 28 and 33. So this is one of the curses. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. And who is that nation that thou knowest not? These heathen nations, starting with the main nation that is in power right now and who've been under, is the Edomites, the so-called white nation. Okay? And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. Right? So here it is, Jake, okay, made all these inventions, which I'm about to show you and get more scriptures, okay, Jake, okay, are the reason why this society, okay, is as great as it is, okay. Jake is short for Jacob. Jacob is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites, okay. But what happens? Every time we make something, okay, Esau, he takes it, and what? He put his name on it. He gets the credit for it. And this man done nothing, man. Okay? He got his ideas from either a so-called Negro or so-called Latino or Native American, mainly the so-called Negro. Okay? And I'm gonna show you more inventions. Okay? It says article. It says 30 reasons to think. It says a black person. There's no such thing as black. A black person. I'm gonna say so-called black. Okay. So here's all the inventions. Okay. Plenty would not exist were it not for black pioneers. Here, a very small glimpse at what modern day inventions came from the African American community. Okay. The automatic gear shift. America's first clock. Automatic elevator doors. Automatic elevator doors. And I didn't even know that. Okay. A blimp, blood bank, clothes dryer, dustpan, electric lamp, folding chair, a gas heating furnace, okay, gas mask, golf tee, a home security system. A so-called black man made that, okay, but a so-called white man will have you thinking that he created all this, okay. The ice cream scooper, ironing board, lawn mowers, which I knew that. I have a relative that's his thing. He likes fixing mowers, and he always, let me know that a so-called black man made that. And if you want to go in this article, you can go into. I'm just skimming through it. It tell you the names of the people that created. His name is John Burr. A lawn sprinkler, mailbox, modern locks, modern toilet, mop, a pacemaker, a pencil sharpener, potato chips, reverse baby strollers, water guns, basically right there, as you see. Thermostats, telephones, traffic light, which I knew that right there. Okay, that's it right there. It's more articles, okay, because this is what it says about us. We make all these inventions, but because Esau, this is his rulership, okay? This is his time to rule. He has the fatness of the earth, okay? According to Genesis, the 27th chapter, he controls the narrative. So we could make an invention, but he could, do what he did, like put you in the back burner and take credit for everything, okay? This is, Jeremiah 10:16. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name, the Lord Yahweh. It says his name is in caps, so it's talking about Yahweh, okay? But we are the former of all things, and that's facts, and Esau knows that, man. Esau knows that. That's why Esau and these heathen nations, they hate us, because they ain't got it, man. This is Deuteronomy 6, 7, Salakia, and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people, what? These heathen nations, okay? Though you do have confusion, scattered confusion of face amongst these heathen nations. They're going to look like heathens, but they're really Israelites, okay? To keep that out there. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. This is Deuteronomy 6, 7, and 6. It says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Okay, we dominate everything, man. Sports, inventions, okay, entertainment, music, everything, man. Anything in the society we dominate in. Okay. And who gives a damn what you heathen nations gotta think about it? Okay? This is okay. I'm gonna keep this short. But because we went off, okay, we're on the bottom, okay. Let me go back to Deuteronomy. There's a scripture in there, another cursed scripture in there. Then I'm gonna finish it off. This is Deuteronomy. Because we went off, so this is what happened. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 43. The stranger, okay, these heathens, mainly Esau, that is within thee, shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Okay? And that's what happened. Okay? We are the most incredible people, the Lord's invention. We are images of Yahweh Hashem Abishah, okay, on the earth. But because we went off, he set these heathens very high and put us in the very low state that we're in now. That's why we're in the slums. That's why our people are jacked up in the head, okay? It's because we're being punished for our iniquities, and we're being punished for going against the law, statutes, and commandments, okay? So this is Isaiah. Let me see. I start at the 17th verse. For behold, this is Isaiah 65 and 17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. So what? The former world, what? Is this world right here, this wicked, okay, God-forsaken world we're in, man. Okay? Our people on this side were under the Edomites, okay, these heathens, okay? The wicked, okay? They spread their wickedness across the earth, so now the earth is defiled, and everything is out of course, okay? 2/3 of our people alongside with it. But the Lord saying real soon, which when the time, okay, when Second Ezra, the 6th chapter and the 7th verse, if I'm not mistaken, when it says for Esau it's the end of the world, okay? You Edomites, you so-called white people at the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it forward, that's what he's coming into, okay? But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I created. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. Okay, our people ain't gonna no longer, okay, be in this confused state. They're no longer gonna be trying to being oppressed by these heathens real soon. Okay, Esau keeps having his way with us, and he gets away with it. It's not gonna keep happening. There shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that have not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old, but the sinner being 100 years old shall be accursed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. Okay? And this is talking about you, when we have you in the captivity, you heathens, starting with the nation to eat them all down. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat, just like it said in the curses. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the works of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of the Lord, and their offspring with them. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. Okay? The wolf and lamb shall feed together, and the lion shall eat straw like the bullocks, and the dust shall be the serpent's meat. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountains, saith the Lord. So the point was, okay, was the 22nd verse, okay? So when these heathens, okay, as it says, it goes into Isaiah the 64th or the 63rd, 62nd chapter, how these heathens will build, okay, up our kingdom, okay, when Esau goes down, okay, as you saw in the 22nd verse, when they build up we going to take the credit for it, okay? It's no longer going to be the other way around, man, okay? When they build our society, our kingdom up, okay, these Edomites, these so-called white people, all these other heathens, so-called the Ishmaelites, okay, all these other heathen nations, okay, we going to take credit for it, even though they built it, just like they did to us on this side, man, okay? Everything that these heathens done to our people on this side is going to come back on them double, just like the scriptures say, okay? Or I believe the Revelations, the 18th verse, okay? They're going to drink of the same cup that the nation of Israel had to drink of, okay? So, that's my lesson, just a real quick, short lesson. I don't want Ratazah. This was edifying, which means Lord willing. This was edifying. Call her Lord Lai, how about Shem Yahushua? Shalom to the elect, wherever you may be out there.